sign gate 2? Well, the gate 2 is called the receptive, and the keynoting here is higher knowing. If I had to describe this frequency in only 3 words, I would say receptive, knowing, and direction. Gate 2 is not here to force direction with your mind. It is here to receive the direction through that alignment. This is a kind of direction that will show up when you are living through your strategy and your authority. This is not when you're trying to mentally control the timeline. Why this knowledge is valuable if you have a gate 2? It can end the panic of not knowing. Gate 2 is that deeper reminder that direction is not something that you can manufacture. It is something that will reveal itself when you are in the right frequency and in the right environment. This gate 2 has a very strong relationship to the idea of what we call the driver. So the inner guidance that moves us, that drives us through life. This is not about hustle at all. It's about being pulled by the correct geometry, one step at a time. This gate 2 is located here in the GCenter. The GCenter is also called the identity center, the self. When you see it, it's right in the middle of the body graph. And this center is the identity, the love, the direction, the inner compass. And it is also where this magnetic monopole sits. We describe it as the driver. That is what holds us together and guides us in our direction throughout our life. What does it mean, all this color or no color? Well, that is something we call defined or undefined. What that means is when a center is defined, like this one here is, it is colored in. That means that the center is more consistent and reliable energy that you broadcast. When a center is undefined, it is receptive and it takes in and amplifies what other people bring, and it becomes a place of deep learning over time if you let it. The undefined center is the white centers. That would be different in your personal body graph and from everybody you know. Every body graphs are individual. If your G-center is defined, colored in, the direction tends to feel more internally stable. A defined G-center is described as having a more stable sense of self and also direction and purpose. Your gate 2 can feel like an ongoing inner steering system. You may not always explain it, but you always kind of feel where you are meant to go. It's a feeling, you kind of know. If your G-center is undefined, the direction can feel fluid. An undefined G can adapt and sample direction through the environment and through the people that you are with. The gate 2 light up most strongly when you are in the correct place. So the right rooms will change everything for you. That's why I say environments and people do matter. If your gate 2 is activated in your chart, that theme is a part of your consistent design. It will repeat throughout your life as a recognizable frequency. If you don't have this gate activated, you can still experience the direction and the purpose, but your experience that is specific for a gate 2 frequency is more conditionally. So it's through the transits and through other people and through certain, seasons. What does a full channel mean? When your gate 2 is actually complete, we call it a full channel. That means that you have the centers connected, and that connection is getting activated. The energy flows consistently between the centers. And gate 2 connects to gate 14, and together they form the 14-2 channel, which we call the channel of the beat. This channel is described as central to the mechanics of money and work because it links direction with sustainable energy and the ability to keep moving in that direction. So what does it mean if you have a hanging gate and how another person or a transit can complete it? Well, if you have gate 2, but you don't have gate 14, we call gate 2 a hanging gate. You may feel a strong inner sense of direction, but not always the consistent fuel to sustain it in our world, the material world, right? When you meet someone with a gate 14, your gate 2 can connect into a full channel through that relationship, or it can also be when a transit activates the gate 14, the same completion can happen temporarily. So when a completion happens, people can often feel more momentum, more stamina for the path that they already kind of sensed. It's more tangible movement in work and money and resources. Let me give you a couple of examples for an undefined G with that gate 2. One example is that you can walk into an environment and feel absolutely lost. Then you walk into another place, different environment, and your direction kind of turns on. Because with an undefined G, environment is not just a detail, it is key. Another example is that you might feel pulled toward a path. Then you can question yourself because this can change later, and it probably will, because your wisdom is learning that which direction are truly aligned versus which ones are borrowed from the room that you're in or the place that you are. Because with an undefined G, you take in other people's emotions and centers and activations and use it for yourself. So environments are important. When you have a defined GCenter with a gate 2, which means that the center is colored, you can tend to have an internal sense of direction that stays with you over time. So even if you don't have like the full plan, you will often still know that, well, this is the next correct step for me. Another example is that you may experience that your life is reorganizes itself when it's aligned. Because when something is not on in your direction, everything will eventually fall away. When something is correct for you, it becomes really obvious because it has a really magnetic pull for you. Remember, here's the disclaimer. This is educational content. Every body graph is personal. So your type, your strategy, authority, your definition, and the rest of your chart change how this gate 2 will express in you. So we always read that one gate through the context of your whole design. And of course, I'm here to help you with that. There's a link in bio to get your Soul to Strategy reading. If you had a good moment following this content and had value from it, consider dropping my page a follow.